Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Pillow Fort Talk with Heather, Avani, and Vale. This is the podcast where we try to talk about specific topics and quickly spiral out of control. Grab a blanket, some wine, and join us in the fort for what we hope is an entertaining and relatable bitch session.
Go ahead.
So, I woke up at like 9. We had breakfast, whatever, after the concert last night. And then I decided at like 10:18, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go back to sleep. Jack, wake me up at 11:30 so I don't miss the girls. And I went to sleep. During that sleep, I dreamed 3 separate dreams of the same thing. So the first dream was I woke up to record and it was like 3 p.m. The next dream, it was a little closer to noon. And then the last dream that I remember the most right now is it was 12:05 when I woke up. And I was like, oh, good, I can still catch them. But for some reason, my phone wouldn't connect to the internet, so I couldn't message you guys to let you know I was on the way. And then I ran to the computer room, which looked incredibly different from how it does right now. I ran to the computer room, started the computer up, and realized I had Sims up, and for some reason I only had one screen. So I had to close Sims to get to Discord, but Sims would not close. So in my dream, I was like, Jesus fucking Christ. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for my computer to fucking close down Sims, I was like, let me go see if Jack brought up the Halloween decorations because I asked him to bring them up during recording. And I went out into the living room and there were no Halloween decorations. So I was gonna yell at him. I was gonna open the door and be like, bruh, you forgot. But Chloe was laying in front of the basement door in the dream and Spider-Man in the shit out of it. Like, she had one foot on the ground and the rest of her body was flat against the cellar door, just laying there. And she was just looking at me like, hey mom, like it's totally normal. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, all of that wasn't real. So, yeah. And then Avani came in voice chat and I put on my headphones because I was gonna join. And then as soon as I put on my headphones, I realized I had to pee. So that's why it took me so long to join.
Nice. Nice.
Y'all ever have those dreams?
Two things on this. First, Avani, did you make sure your audio is recording?
Yes, I did. I see the bars moving.
And second, when you said the dream about like you woke up, like in the dream you were gonna yell at Jack.
Yeah.
So I don't dream. I almost never dream. I can go years and years without dreaming. But recently, I switched up what I take to go to sleep.
Nice.
And I've been dreaming more often. And I swear, 95% of the dreams I'm yelling at my husband.
It's repressed aggression. It's all the patience we have in real life coming out in our subconscious.
So I think in all these years of marriage, I think I've only slightly raised my voice once. I've never yelled at him. But in every single one of these dreams, I yell at him for a different reason, and they're all valid reasons.
The other night, my husband and I were talking, and I'm like, honey, sometimes I just want to square up with you. Like, every now and again, you do something, and I really just want to slap the shit out of you.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? Like, I was like, well, I have a great example, actually. I've cataloged them. I have a PowerPoint. Last weekend, we're cleaning out our downstairs closet, right? Closet. And we're like, we have a pile of trash. I'm loading shit back into the closet after like we vacuumed and stuff. Mm-hmm. And this motherfucker goes and sits down on the couch and starts watching me.
What?
And in this moment, I thought about stabbing him. Just murder. My head is like, you could be picking up and bagging the trash. You could be doing this.
Right.
You could be doing that. Like, why the fuck are you just sitting there? And so I tell him about this, and he's like, well, I felt like I was in the way. So I got out of the way, And I was like, honey, why didn't you just ask, like, am I in the way or is there something I could do? He's like, I felt like I was in the way and you never like cleaning with me. You always yell at me when we clean. Honey, that's because you do it wrong. So since last week, I have taken to very calmly telling him when he does shit, see, these are the things that make me want to square up with you.
Oh, yeah. Like, all the time. I don't have that problem so much with Jack. Like, I'll say some shit in the moment and be like, why are you sitting? And find out the answer right then.
Oh, no. Because if I had said something right then, I would have been, like, really bitchy about it. Because I was, like, the internal dialogue was rude.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes it just, But,
Stop clawing my carpet, asshole.
He's like, Mom, it's time for a new carpet.
No, they're replacing this when I move out. I don't own the carpet.
Jack, my thing with Jack is when he thinks he's right, he often thinks he's right when he's not.
And then there's no one who can convince him he's wrong.
Yes. And
Yes.
he'll be wrong with his whole ass chest, and I'll be like, bruh, shut the fuck up right now.
So wait, do you have the thing where, like, you can say something and he'll answer you and you'll be like, that's not what I said. Yes, that is what you said.
Yo, literally.
Yes.
No, that's not what I said. Like, we're in the fucking store before this man has his wisdom teeth out, and I'm like, do you want me to get you some tomato soup so you can have grilled cheese and tomato soup? Like, soft shit, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, grilled cheese doesn't go with chicken noodle soup.
What?
I was like, I didn't fucking say chicken noodle soup. I said tomato soup. I know you only eat grilled cheese with tomato soup. We've been together for like over 4 years. I know these things. He's like, no, you said chicken noodle soup. No, the fuck I didn't.
Yeah, I think I know what came out of my own fucking mouth.
This turned into like a 15-minute argument. Like, we don't yell at each other. We just go back and forth, and neither of us would give the fuck up.
Yep. That happens very rarely. Usually it's I say something that means something in my head. And he responds with something that doesn't make sense in my head. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about right now?
I have gotten either really lucky or I've just like molded this man into the man he is today.
You've trained him.
Like, I'll say something and he's like, no, this. And I was like, no, this is what I said. He's like, you're probably right. Because it happens so often and so like concurrently that it would happen. Like, I would send him a text and then later we'd be talking about it. He's like, you didn't say that. And I'd go back and be like, there it is.
Yo, me too.
And
I go back and get my receipts all the time.
And then he'll be like, oh, but you didn't say that. I was like, yes, I did. Oh, or he will say, I didn't say that. And I was like, I'm gonna run back your exact words because I'm very good at running back word for word what he says. No paraphrasing. I was like, this, and this. Oh, but I meant this, and this. And I was like, yeah, but that's not what you said. Right, so I don't know what's in your head. You said this. So now if I'll say something, he's like, you know what, you're probably right. You're like 95% of the time right. You could be wrong, but I'm not going to argue with you because you're always right. And I was like,
see, that's what Jack says. He admits that most of the time he's wrong, but in the moment, he won't let it go. And I'm like, you motherfucker. Fuck.
We had one where, like, I think it was he told me something and we had a full-ass discussion about it. Mm-hmm. And then, like, weeks later, it comes up again. And I'm like, no, that's not what we talked about. This is what we talked about. No, that's not what we talked about. We never talked about this. And I, like, play by play, because he was sitting at the kitchen counter while I was making dinner. And I play by play, this is where you were sitting, this is what you said, this is what I was doing when you said this is what I was fucking cutting up, asshole.
Yep.
I was, by the way, I was still wrong.
You were still wrong?
I was still wrong.
It happens occasionally. We can be wrong. I admit
I was not, though.
Oh.
No,
to him.
No, yeah, she was still wrong to him. You know, when they dig in and they will not agree to the fact that they were wrong, even though you gave them a PowerPoint of how they were wrong and all of the fucking jots of how this is what happened, and they like, no, Okay, alright. Okay, I'm not even gonna keep going. Fine, you win.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's very much how he is, of how Jack can be, until later, and then I'll bring it up again and be, motherfucker, you know you were wrong. But no, it's very rare that we go through that type of argument. It's mostly just in the moment. I don't know why. He describes it as like he has to be right in that moment. And I'm like, well, you're gonna have to get the fuck over it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just because you need to be right doesn't mean you are right.
Yeah. No, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, I catalog it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it doesn't happen often, and by that I mean I don't think it's happened at all in the last 3 years.
Hey, man.
But that's because I grew up with a brother who was exactly that, and I know how to deal with that.
Yeah,
no matter what, I will just tell my brother, you know what, just shut up, it doesn't matter. I don't fucking care. You're wrong, shut up.
That's what I say to Jack eventually. I'm just like, you know what? I don't even fucking care. It doesn't even matter.
Or like my brother would get into an argument with my mom, and I'd be like, my mom is also one of those people who is never wrong, but to her, she's never wrong.
Right.
And she'd get with arguments with my brother, who is also never wrong. And I would just be like, my brother would like raise his voice, and I was like, why don't you stop? Because you know this isn't going anywhere.
Like at some point you just gotta be like, fine, fuck it, whatever, who cares?
So since I grew up with that, now I'm here at my point. It was like when my husband says something, I'm like, but really, do we want to do this? And no, he really doesn't. And I've not had one of those arguments in like 3 years of the 4 years we've been together. I've been married.
See, when I say to Jack if he really wants to do it, he really does. So he'll say yes, and I'm like, okay, here we go. Men, anyway, how you guys doing?
I hit an upswing in the depression.
Good for you.
Yeah, it was weird. It's still weird. A result of that, though, is apparently I have horrific nightmares, but during the day I'm doing great.
Get a dream catcher. Do it.
It literally... So I hit the upswing Thursday.
Uh-huh.
And Thursday night, like going into Friday, I had the worst nightmare I think I may have ever had, to the point where like I was a little bitch and woke my husband up.
Aww. Wow.
I was like, honey. He's like, what? It was like 2:30 in the morning. I already laid there for half an hour debating if I was going to inconvenience him.
Yeah.
Full panic attack. Like, do I wake him up? Do I wake him up? Is it, how inconvenient am I going to be? I finally wake him up. And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, I had really bad dreams. And now I keep hearing shit. And I think somebody's in the house. And somebody's going to murder us. And I need you to wake up. And he's like, there's nobody in the house. You know there's nobody in the house. I was like, but I keep hearing stuff. And he's like, well, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, murder it? He's like, I can't fucking murder a noise. Turn the TV on and go the fuck back to sleep.
I can't murder a noise. Oh, shit.
I was like, but I didn't want to turn the TV on because it normally wakes you up. Just turn the fucking TV on. Go back to sleep.
I am giving you permission in this moment.
Because normally, like, if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep and I need the TV, like, I'll go downstairs so I don't wake him up.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I could not. It was bad. It was the worst nightmare. Like, it was almost scarier than Little Demon Girl.
Really?
Oh, yeah, no, it was bad.
That sounds bad.
Usually if I hear a noise in the middle of the night, I do the stupid thing of getting up to investigate it myself. Bring a knife with me.
I either have I'm gonna go confront it, or so I'm gonna barricade my room because I don't want to deal with it. Those are my two options. I either go for it, or I make sure I have something against the door, fucking wedging it. I have like things to protect myself if someone comes in. It depends how tired I am.
There is
Fire you.
literally
Yeah.
no possible way somebody could come in my house and make it up the stairs without me hearing it. Like, so much of this house creaks that I know the sound. Like, I can tell you if I'm downstairs what room my husband's in upstairs. I can tell you where my fucking cats are upstairs based on how it creaks. Like, I can tell you if a cat's coming up the stairs based on how it creaks. Like, there's no way a human can come in my house and make it upstairs without... Plus, like, if they come in the door, they're gonna trip over 12 cat toys immediately. And you're just gonna hear, what the fuck? If you try to, like, it's not gonna work. My back door is super loud because I, like, over air sealed it.
Yeah.
So there's, like, no way you're getting through that without me immediately waking up. Like, that's what's ridiculous about it, is logically, I should not have that fear.
Logically.
I mean, I guess it's pretty similar here. My front door is pretty fucking creaky, and my back door is pretty loud. And my hallway's creaky.
When you open it, like, the door is, like, it's not centered, so it's, like, fucking crooked, so it makes a lot of noise when it opens and closes. And I'm like, they came to fix, like, the door frame, and they made it worse.
Sounds about right.
And, like, the other day, an inspector came to the house, because every so often they have to inspect the house to what has to change or what has to get fixed before they give it to a new family, even though we're not moving. And the guy, like, walks over to the door and he's like, why is there a hole in the wall there? And I was like, because one time one of your guys came in, swung the door open, the door stopper didn't stop it, and the handle fell into the wall. He was like, okay. And then he goes outside. Oh, so you tell me that the AC had a problem recently, right? I'm gonna go check the unit. He tries to open the door. And then he's like, why doesn't it open? I was like, oh, one of your guys came to fix the door frame and he busted it and he made it worse. So now you have to pull really hard to open the door. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, you're pulling it really hard to open the door, aren't you? So then he walks out and there's like a little, terrace thing that's closed off with I don't know what that's called in English, so I'm just gonna pass. And there's another back door.
Like a screen porch?
Screen. So
Yay, being bilingual.
Bilingual. By both languages. Okay. So he went to open the back door and he's like, what the fuck is wrong with the back door? And he was like, okay, so one time one of your guys came over and the door wasn't like opening, so he pulled it really hard. And as you can see, all the glue off the side, the door frame has detached. And he's like writing shit down all angrily. I'm like, all right, yeah. So if someone were to come into my house, the front door makes a lot of noise. The back door is very hard to open. Well, the screen before you even get to the back door. So I'd hear the screen, and then you get to the back door, and you'd hear them fucking struggling or bashing their shoulder into it just to open it.
They would give the fuck up, Robin.
They're like, this isn't worth it.
Oh, that's so ironic that so many of their guys have come through and only
It's been the same guy every single time.
Oh, really?
It has, and I've complained about him. I yelled at him once in Spanish. He didn't understand me.
You know she's mad when she pulls out the Spanish.
So I don't remember. I think it was the time he walked into the house without saying anything, and I had just got out of the shower, and he almost came in and saw me naked because he just walked into my goddamn house. It was either that time or the time I told him the AC was broken. He didn't believe me. Then my husband said the AC was broken, and he believed him, and it was like only a minute difference between him saying it and me saying it. So
I would have
the dude walked outside of my house, and I started cursing and cursing and cursing and cursing, and my husband's like, you know the window in the front door is open. And I was like, yes, and I hope he fucking hears me.
That's my energy. I say that shit all the time. Yes, I want them to hear me.
I was yelling hella loud. I was yelling hella cancelable shit in Spanish. And if anyone outside had understood Spanish, they'd be like, gasp! The thing she has said!
That's fantastic. I'm sorry that you have such an incompetent fool there to try and help work on your house. Oh.
Next time he comes over, just pull out YouTube and have him watch a video before he tries to fix it.
No, I told them never send me back this dude. Never send me this guy. So now they send me 2 Hispanic guys. They're not at the same time. Only one guy ever shows up. But it's either one Hispanic guy who thinks my husband is Canadian, which makes my husband really mad, which makes me really, really happy because I fucking die laughing. So I have an American accent. My husband does not. He has a thick accent because he didn't grow up speaking English. He didn't speak English till he was like in college. But so I was talking to the repair guy in Spanish and we were just chilling, blah, blah, blah. And he was fixing something in the house and he was like, you can tell that we say some racist things sometimes. He's like, you can tell you're Hispanic because every time I walk into these white houses, they're always dirty or this place stinks. But you can tell it's a Hispanic house because your house smells like fabuloso and clean. And like, we were just saying some shit. And then my husband walks out and the guy switches to speaking English because my husband had woke up. And then my husband said something in Spanish and then like went to the bathroom to brush his teeth or something. The repairman had finished and then he's leaving. My husband comes out of the bathroom and the guy turns to me. He's like, "Oh, that's such a good thing that you taught your husband Spanish." Like, I'm so proud to see that you taught your husband Spanish. And then he mentioned something about him being Canadian. He closed that door and I burst out laughing harder than I have ever laughed in my entire life. And my husband was like so mad. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm not white."
Oh shit, that's excellent. Avani, you had a story to tell us.
Yeah.
Wait, before you tell the story.
Yeah.
Because this is recording and no one ever fucking listens. And have they noticed that there's a gap between the last recording and this recording? So I was in the hospital. You know it and you know it. But people who watch don't know it.
That's true.
And if you ever see a gap in our recordings, it's usually because I was in the hospital.
Yeah.
Vale was in the hospital or somebody had a mental breakdown.
Yeah. The mental breakdown is pretty likely me, to be honest.
Yeah, but usually we have like backlog of stuff that I can put out. But since I'm not home and I'm currently dying, that's like when you see the gaps in production.
Yeah. That's true.
We should start putting a Vale like death meter on the bottom of episodes, like a 0 to 10. So Heather, did you see the dad joke Mark tried to tell me that I put in chat? So I messaged you in Vale and Mark called me to try and tell me a dad joke. And he was like, when is laughing not the best medicine? And I was like, when it almost kills Vale?
Yeah.
And he was like, no, honey. I said, no, but it is. Vale is akin to a god, honey.
Yeah.
I don't know how she keeps coming back, but she does.
And I am very grateful for that. But also constantly terrified.
Yeah, if I don't hear from you for about a day and a half, I get very concerned.
Yeah. That's like, hey, guess who's in the hospital again?
And it's like, I'm over here in New Jersey, like, I guess I'll just wait.
And this last time I went to the hospital, though, I was very proud of myself. Because I didn't wait 3 hours. I lied. That's a lie. I can't even tell this lie. Never mind. So I started getting heart palpitations around 12 o'clock at night. And I waited till my husband woke up in the morning. And I was like, hey, we need to go to the hospital.
I mean,
I didn't argue about it. I didn't have him convince me about it. I just he woke up and I was like, hey, guess what? We have to go to the hospital right now.
The amount that we all refuse to be an inconvenience to anybody in our lives really says a lot.
Yeah, it does. It does. It does.
I was like, he woke up, he was just like blinking 3 times, and I was like, hey, we gotta go to the hospital.
Man, you were about to lie to us.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like this goes saying, I didn't wait too long or anything. I went to the hospital right away, and I was like, wait, no, I didn't. I told myself that I was going to the hospital. I had already convinced myself, but I was like, when my husband wakes up.
Oh my god.
So technically, I didn't like wait to decide to go to the hospital. I decided right away.
I don't know if I prefer that, like you waiting until your husband wakes up, or you walking down the street where somebody can find you and call an ambulance.
Yes, but also if she walks down the street, she could just fall over and somebody could run over her.
Yeah, but she could also just die next to her husband and he'll just wake up the next morning and be
She could also just wake her husband up.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not talking about that.
My husband wasn't even sleeping in the same room. He was sleeping in the other room because his schedule got changed. So now he sleeps in the other room. So I couldn't even have been like, hey, wake up. In the room I was in, I had a heart rate monitor, or blood pressure cuff connected, a heart rate monitor connected, pulse ox, my air, oxygen, and I don't remember what else. So my room looked like a fucking trauma care unit.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there waiting for my husband to wake up, and I was like, it's not getting any worse. Just looking at my numbers, writing them down.
You're insane.
And then I heard, like, so when he opens the door to that room, the door frame, like, sticks a little, so it makes a really loud pop. And he opened the door, and was like, hey! And I ran out, like, we're going to the hospital.
Oh.
Honey, well, I hope you didn't want to go to work today, because I have a different activity for you.
Listen,
that day, so
it's an improvement. Vale decided on her own very quickly to go to the hospital.
I think our verbal abuse has helped, Heather.
I think so too. I think maybe we should like double it up and peer pressure her into admitting she's not okay.
I think I was just like, you know what? I realize this is just not gonna get better. So I'm not gonna just sit here suffering for no reason. Let's go to the hospital where they fucking fucked up my vein because it collapsed because I was dehydrated. And, so that shit hurt. So,
what?
because of the heart thing, after the heart thing, I started getting really sick. So I started throwing up a lot. Mm-hmm. And I got really, really dehydrated. And that was like the main reason I wanted to go to the hospital. Because I couldn't get more water in me, because if I drank water, I would throw it up.
Right.
But also, there's no other way to get water in you unless you get an IV. So I was like, I need to go to the hospital, that or I'm going to die. So I go there, and they're like looking for veins, and they're all like fucking shriveled up pieces of shit because there's no water in me.
Yeah.
So they decided that they're like gonna put it on the side of my wrist because I have a big vein there.
Uh-huh.
So they put it on the side of my wrist and they put the IV. I drank that IV in like 10 minutes. Like, that shit was crazy. But then I had to get like 2 CT scans. And this one of the CT scans had to have radiation contrast. And when the guy put it into the IV, the whole IV collapsed and the contrast got stuck in the side of my wrist. And it hurt. Like, my arm was on fire.
Yeah. That sounds awful.
Could I recommend maybe leaving a little earlier and going to a different fucking hospital?
No, that hospital treats me like a queen because they're still scared I'm gonna sue them. So I got a room quickly. I got that seat. Normally when you wait for a CT scan, you gotta wait hours. I got a chest x-ray in the first 5 minutes of being there and a CT in 15 minutes. You know how fucking that never happens in any hospital? As someone who has worked in a hospital, who has worked in radiology, that shit doesn't happen. they're so scared I'm gonna sue them that they treat me like a queen.
Yeah,
yes, but you're still gonna sue them, right?
I can't. No lawyer will take my case.
Oh
What?
my god.
Yeah, I'd like talk to like 3 or 4 law firms, and they're like, you might have a case, but we can't take it. And that's always the cop out.
I hate this
And then
country.
the other hospital is like almost an hour away from the house.
Yeah.
Granted, I waited like
Thing.
6 hours to go to the hospital anyway.
Had you woken your husband up an hour
Right.
before he got up,
Yeah.
he would have got there roughly the same time.
That's true. Maybe even sooner, you know? He might have drove fast.
He was driving
I don't know
hella
how he-
fast, I'll tell you. My husband drives very slow, and it like bothers me how he drives. But like when I was dying, this motherfucker was like putting on the gas.
Yeah, because he cares about you and probably would appreciate being woken up in the middle of the night so he could take you there sooner.
I think at that point where he was waking up, I probably would have woken him up because I was finally at the point where the dehydration was like almost causing me to pass out. So I was like, it's either now or never. And then the door opened. I was like, yes!
So has he just given up on arguing with you about waking him up?
Yes.
Oh my god.
All right, Heather, we're gonna need to go to Florida.
That's the one thing he shouldn't give up
So
on.
he's like, just he'll be like, just wake me up or just tell me it's just this, that. And I'm always like, I know my body. I know what's the.
If I was your husband, I would probably have an alarm set for like every 2 hours so I could check on you.
It was like the time he was at work, and I told him to text me every like 30 minutes because I was feeling really, really sick and I wasn't sure if I was gonna be okay. And I was like, text me every 30 minutes. If I don't answer when you text me, then come pick me up and take me to the hospital. And he was like, I can get out of work right now and take you to the hospital. And I was like, no, it's fine.
You're ridiculous.
Vale, you hurt my soul sometimes.
We didn't go to the hospital and I was just fine.
That's right. I remember that because I was like 30
Yeah.
minutes is too long.
Yeah. We bitched you out pretty good for that one, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point with Vale that I have a lot of confidence in her ability to pull out of things, but I'm also still constantly nervous. And also, every time you send us, I'm going to the hospital, I'm also like, what the fuck this time?
Have you noticed now we get selfies after she's there instead of I'm going?
Yeah.
Like, here's the hospital, and then there's the fucking monitor over my head. Or the other
Like,
one was
it's not
like,
even I'm headed to the hospital. It's like a selfie. Guess where I am?
guess where I am? Hey.
Oh gosh.
But I feel like that's also the point where my husband's at, where he's like, you have gotten yourself out of a lot of shit. I think I trust you to know how far your body can take it, but also you shouldn't do that.
Right.
Yeah, like don't push it is all we're saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because obviously us telling you this is really fucking hypocritical, but also...
Well, no, because we're not literally constantly almost dying.
I walked around on a dislocated knee for 6 weeks before I went to the ortho.
Okay, but
It
that
took
wasn't
me
gonna
a year
kill
to get
you.
my spinal surgery, and I didn't realize that my back was broken.
Yeah.
Until I was in a wheelchair.
I was like, let me give it 6 weeks. That's how long things usually take to heal. If it's not better, then I'll spend the money.
Yeah, well, that's just being frugal, you know? That's.
Yeah. It's really just budget consciousness at that point.
Listen, if my heart started fucking freaking out, though.
The thing is, I know I have a heart condition. I know I have heart palpitations. So I'm like, yep, that sounds like heart palpitations. So I took my heart pills. And then like an hour or two later, I was like, why is this shit back? I can't take my heart pills again. And then it just like progressively was like, okay, now it's not just my heart palpitations. Now my whole body is having a reaction right now because I don't know what causes vomiting. It's not heart palpitations.
And yet you still waited.
At this point, Vale, I feel like you should just go get a medical degree and become a doctor just to treat yourself.
Yeah, right.
I have 2 medical degrees.
Yes, no, I know. I'm saying more.
I'm saying all I need is like a pharmacy contact that can give me IV bags because I can put an IV all day, every day. I have that certification. I just need to start giving myself them IVs. Like, there it is. That's the good shit.
You just need a room in your house to be your hospital room. And then that way, when you're having a problem, instead of going to the hospital, you can just call a nurse and be like, I need you here. And then you don't have to inconvenience your husband, don't have to have that argument. You can just be like, hey, it's your job. I pay you for this. Come take care of me.
Yeah, the next thing you know, she'll have a stand-up fridge full of, like, just extra blood and IVs and shit.
It'll
IV
look
in the fridge? That shit sucks.
I don't know how you preserve that shit.
I think you're supposed to put an IV in the fridge, but if you put a cold IV in your arm, that shit burns. That's why usually they have the IVs a little warm.
Oh yeah, I just get them, I don't give them. And usually by the time I get them, I'm very high. And I don't give a fuck. My favorite person at the hospital is the anesthesiologist.
Yeah.
Also true. When I was at the hospital... Oh, shit. I lost my train of thought mid-sentence.
Yo!
What the fuck just happened? Okay, well, there went my whole ass train of thought mid-sentence. When I was in the hospital, I was gonna tell you a story, and then suddenly, yawn.
Don't you hate that?
It's because you have so many when I was in the hospital stories that at this point your brain's just like, whatever, it's the same.
Oh, I was actually a little happy that last time I went to the hospital, you know how they won't give you any drugs or any treatment or any scans or any tests before they get a pregnancy test? They asked me to do a pregnancy test before I could have like a CT scan or a chest x-ray or any medication. They gave me the cup. 2 minutes later, a guy comes in, does a chest x-ray on me, walks away. Then another lady's like, okay, I'm gonna give you your drugs now. Then walks away, gives me all my shit. Then the guy for the CT comes by and he's like, I'm gonna pick you up. Then he finds out that my IV is busted. Then I finally give a urine sample so they can give the pregnancy test. I tell the nurse and she just puts it in the corner and never runs it. They finally believed me when I was like, bitch, I'm not pregnant.
Yeah.
I was not, I don't remember the last time I was here. It was not that long ago, and the last one wasn't pregnant either. So.
Do you have a frequent flyer discount card? Do you have the punch card yet?
Points.
I fucking should.
Do you get a free x-ray after so many visits?
I have a reward program.
The weird thing is, every time I go to the hospital, they send me in the mail days later, a little signed card by all the nurses. And usually they're nurses I've never seen before or never heard of. But I have 4 or 5 of them now. And the other day, I just swept them right off the table into the trash can.
You should keep a couple next time and see if they're the exact same names, because if they are, they photocopied that shit and was just nurses from 20 years ago on there.
You can literally, card printing companies, unfortunately, I know this, card printing companies, you can get a sheet from them, and you can just go around and have people, in your office or business or whatever, sign it, and then you send it to them, and they could print you however many fucking Christmas, thank you, birthday, whatever cards you want, with those signatures already in them.
Oh shit.
And then somebody just labels it and sends it to you.
Oh shit, that's actually really useful. Can you send me that information?
Others I'm gonna use this.
I'm absolutely.
I actually did it without using that service, and just had a couple people in my office sign a blank sheet of paper.
Mm-hmm.
And just uploaded it into the system, increased the contrast, removed the background, and dropped it right on.
Oh! I can totally do that.
And if you don't have Photoshop, just email it to me.
No, I have a free editing software that allows me to pull signatures. So it's great. It's very useful.
That's all I do. I mean, if you're ordering like Christmas cards that your company's gonna send out to clients or whatever,
yeah,
most of those places do it. But I think I was doing a small batch of like 250.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to go through with it, and I was designing them anyway.
Yeah. That's a good idea. Thanks for bringing that up.
Hey, anytime. Yeah, if you need to know weird, obscure shit, usually have that information.
Well, because my business is so small and the lead so overwhelmed that...
Oh, there she goes.
Yep. Wait, you're gonna have to restart your sentence, Heather. You're back, though, but
Oh,
you're gonna have to restart it.
My business is so small.
My business is so small and the leadership is so overwhelmed that I'm trying to bring in some, like, hey, maybe to help raise spirits, we should do things for our company, for our staff. So I'm always, like, trying to find, like, easy ways to do things, because it's not like, there's so much at this company I'm trying to fix. But so I'm trying
I don't know if you do this, but it's super easy and we do it. We do birthday cards and anniversary cards for everybody. And we just buy like a bulk pack of birthday cards from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And like one person they just get the list of employee birthdays because HR has that.
Yeah.
And then like just at the beginning of the month, they go around with whoever's cards and have everybody sign them. And then give them we do a weekly meeting. So for the install guys, so they just give them to the owner because he runs that meeting. And then the Monday of whatever week their birthday is, they get that. And he does like a restaurant gift card inside of it. It's like $25.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing something like that because in our office, we have an office in Jersey, we have an office in Connecticut and Massachusetts. In our Jersey office, we're the main processing crew, so we like decorate each other's desks or, you know, sign those cards. But for the people in Connecticut and Massachusetts, they don't really have that. So
yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do is find ways to extend that to them, so it's like a whole company thing and not just like this tiny group.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about work. Anyway, Avani, what's your story?
Well, mine's about work, actually.
Oh, interesting. Your work, not mine. It's fine.
Yeah, my work. So, July, like mid-July, we lost 2 people in our office, and like we were like making it work while we looked for somebody to hire because we were going to restructure this position.
Yeah. I thought you were telling a really sad story for a second, but now I understand.
Yeah.
You heard lost and were like, oh no, 2 people died. And
No.
We were just talking about Vale's health, it's the,
No, it was not a bad loss. It was a grateful loss.
Good. Okay, I see.
For the better loss. They exited themselves. It worked out for us.
Excellent. Love when that happens.
So, mid-August, right? We start going through interviews. And, since we're so tight-knit as a group of people, we really interview people. So everybody went through 3 people. So they went through the owner, the work bestie who they would be working for, and then me.
Yeah.
And so we all agreed on this one girl who seemed pretty cool. I liked that she seemed like she had a backbone and could put up with the guy's shit, right?
Yeah.
So we offer her the job. She takes the job, and she starts the Tuesday after Labor Day.
Okay.
An entirely different person than I met 2 weeks prior showed up that day.
I hate that shit.
An entirely different person.
Yeah.
And to be super clear, when I do an interview, I go through that job description.
Yeah.
I write the job descriptions, I post the job descriptions, and I went through line by line that job description, and I go through line by line the benefits.
Right.
Because, you need to know what you're getting into, and you need to know what's available to you.
Right. It's an interview for both parties.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like, everybody needs different things. Like, if you have kids, you probably care a whole lot more about the health insurance.
Right.
So we went through all of this. So when somebody first comes, if any part of their job is going to be on the phone, we put them with the 2 girls that answer the phones and schedule appointments because they're really, really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we did with this girl. We're like, hey, we're going to start you with these guys because, part of your job is going to be on the phone. You can learn, like, how we want you to talk to our customers and how to schedule and stuff, since part of your job is going to be scheduling, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So partway through the day, this girl is all bent the fuck out of shape because she doesn't understand what her job is or what she's going to be doing. Yeah.
Vale is crocheting.
I love you.
What?
Are you crocheting?
Why do you think that?
Because you have a suspiciously needle-looking thing going in a round motion at the bottom of your camera.
Why do you think that? Why would you think that I was crocheting?
What you making?
A scarf for my seal.
Aww.
Oh, wait, let me see the seal.
He's a little, his neck is on weird, so I want to make a scarf to cover his neck. And his, he's...
Oh,
he's so cute.
He's huge.
Aww.
Making him a scarf and a hat.
I love that. Is it gonna be a top hat?
Anyway, what you were saying before, Heather.
I have so many seal hat ideas.
Wait, did I get to show you guys my pink one with the scarf and the hat?
No.
Oh, since we're doing crocheting shit. Hold on a sec.
Oh, the little ghost. Ooh, you have a whole collection back there.
Oh, he's green, so he's green screened.
Wait, put it down. I want Avani to see that.
Oh man, I didn't realize that was gonna happen. I don't know why I forgot about it.
Wait, before Vale shows you what she needs to show you, because it's amazing. Vale, did you notice behind Avani, are those crocheted potion bottles?
Yes, they are.
I saw
Vale,
them.
you
I want to
made
make
a ghost.
She did, but she made something better.
them. He's green screened.
Is that a little mouse?
It's a fucking dinosaur in a cape.
Oh, he's got a cape.
But he's fucking green screened.
She picked that up and I was like, put it down. I want Avani to see it.
Oh shit, this one's also green screened. Holy crap.
Oh shit. Oh, shut up. So cute.
Oh, that is so cute.
Oh, look at the shark. Wow. I need to get back into crocheting.
This guy is in the patterns on my Pinterest too.
I was looking for it.
This one?
Yeah.
Bro, she has so many.
Yeah, if you're looking for a specific one I've made, just tell me. I can find it super fast. Because I understand my brain logic. Yes,
I'm also in the middle of making a Loch Ness monster who's probably also going to be green screened. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
The flippers and the tail.
Oh, I gotta upload for you guys. I don't know. Can you see this? You can see the serpent, right? Oh, wait, there, right there.
Hold on. If you turn the Loch Ness monster a certain way, it kind of looks like a floppy penis. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on. There you go. There it is.
Sorry. My 5-year-old brain had to happen.
No, it's good. I like it. Yeah, I have a dragon there.
Yeah.
And then I have like a serpent thing there.
Yeah. Which I love. I love this.
That one I had to buy the pattern for, but I can give it to you if you want to make it.
Oh, are you okay, Vale?
So earlier when we were talking, I like pulled a muscle in the back of my neck and I was like, let me get some Advil. And I took it. And then every once in a while I'll forget and I'll turn real hard like, ah!
You need weed, man.
I do. I was...
Sorry, Avani.
Like I've mentioned, I can smoke right in front of the gate.
Yeah.
And then like put it out, throw it away, and walk in, and they can't do anything because I'm not bringing it into the base. I can have it consumed in my body. It's just illegal to have on base.
That's such a pain in the ass for you, though. But I mean, like, it's better than nothing.
Is it legal to have on base if you have a medical card?
Nope.
No, because it's not federally recognized.
I would have got a medical card years ago.
Look, I tried, Vale. I tried for you.
Because the government wants to stick to their racist bullshit laws from forever ago.
Neither CBD nor THC is allowed on base in any way, shape, or form.
Is it still a Schedule 1?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's unbelievable. Fucking unbelievable. It blows my mind. I'm gonna smoke some weed about it. Government.
Good for you. I'm glad you can do. Ah, fuck.
Oh, she got taken out by sassing you.
The sass took her out.
Ouch.
Okay.
Ow.
It's both funny and not funny.
Oh my god, Vale, are you?
Go get a fucking neck brace. I'm sure you have.
I don't actually have one. Ow.
Yeah, so totally different person shows up.
Right.
Starts throwing a fucking fit and starts telling the manager that she's training with in the appointment center that she doesn't know what her fucking job is, and she was told that she was going to be in the appointment center and she was going to be in charge of all the scheduling.
What?
That's not what she was told.
Yeah.
At all. Not at all by any of us, because the appointment center manager and I interviewed her together. Because this is another option. This is an egg. Inside of the egg.
So cute. Oh, shut up. I love it.
There's also like a whole parade of gay dinos down there in the corner.
I love that it's a parade of gay dinos.
It is, yeah. They're Protosaurus Rexes.
Protosaurus Rex.
Why haven't you posted that?
I made those a long time ago. Hold on, I'll show it to you guys.
You should, like, frame it up and post it. I'm sure people would love it. The Protosaurus
Rex.
Protosaurus Rex, man.
Fuck. I have all these fucking...
Stop fucking her.
I don't know why I keep turning to that side. I can turn to this side, but I can't turn to the other side. Like, all those little crochet things in the last, like, what, 2 or 3 weeks. It's been ridiculous. Just the addiction that has become...
Yes! Yes! I told you guys! Did I show you waffles?
Like, Eggo?
No.
Like, I currently have next to me some more new yarn that I bought yesterday to make pumpkins.
I gotta watch those videos.
God damn it, green!
Stop picking up green things!
No, keep doing it. I love it.
Yeah, it is pretty great. Oh, is this waffles?
That's waffles.
Oh, waffles! Oh.
Also, for the love of...
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was having fucking babies, so I made this pink baby blanket. And then everybody had boys, so I just have a pink baby blanket in my closet. So if anybody knows somebody who has a baby girl, please tell me so I can get this fucking blanket out of my closet.
Actually, my coworker just had a baby girl.
Great. Just give me an address.
I don't know her address.
Well, I meant yours. I mean, wait, do you like her?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm just saying, if she a bitch, then...
I'm about to be godparent to the baby next door, and it's a boy.
Everybody be having boys. We don't need more boys on this
Everybody be having
earth.
boys.
Everyone be having boys.
Be having boys.
You know, Avani, I would tell you to go ahead and send me that blanket, but with how much time it's taken to get the yarn, that the baby will be 20.
Damn!
I have it
Shots
outside
fired.
in my closet. I actually have Vale's Woodstock right here.
God damn.
I'm just a garbage human.
No, it's okay. Mailing is hard. I get it.
It's been, once I get started, I don't stop. I'm making a fox right now. And I made 4 bees.
Bees, are they happy?
Bees, they are very happy.
And between the first bee and now, if I would have made a bee, it would look so different because now I actually know how to crochet.
It's amazing.
The first bee was a little wonky. It was adorable, but wonky as fuck.
I'm gonna take a fucking nap. Yo, I cleaned my whole downstairs. The one labeled dinos is the pattern I used for the Pridosaurus Rexes. And just for fun, this is the first one I tried to make, and he went terribly wrong. And Mark adored him, so his name is Charles, and I'm not allowed to take him off my desk or I get yelled at.
You should make Charles a tiny top hat. You're right? Oh. Let's not continue down this rabbit hole because we've been going down. You are mid-story, madam.
Mid-story 3 times.
Clearly, I find crochet so much more entertaining.
I mean, yeah.
God, now I'm scrolling through my patterns. Okay, flip back to the dock, and maybe you won't be distracted. Yeah. So we had to sit this girl down and go through with her again, line by line, her job description. And
that she agreed to, and that was read to her at the interview.
And she had 2 weeks in between accepting the job and now to think about it.
Right.
And then we were like, well, maybe we fucked up when because she was kind of thrown off, I guess, by the training, and we're kind of really lax people.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, maybe we kind of fucked up in explaining how we train. So we're gonna just kind of hope tomorrow's a reset and everything's better.
Right.
And she comes in the next day. So this is day 2. When I am leaving Tuesday afternoon, this girl has boxes of stuff. Multiple boxes of shit she is unpacking in her desk area.
What the fuck? What was it?
It was decorations, pictures and fake flowers and yeah. And so what's great to me about this is she was like, oh, I thought I was going to be back in this room, the appointment center room, a room we never even took her in. When all 3 of us that interviewed her at all 3 of her interviews, we specifically showed her the front desk area she would be at. And she and I even had a conversation because a lot of us have these gaming chairs at work.
Nice. Because
I started the gaming chair trend and I was like, dude, I need a better chair for my ass.
Yeah.
And then they discovered, oh yeah, she right though.
Yeah.
So I come in the next morning and I mean this whole fucking cubicle right inside the front door is just decked out super fucking country style, pigs and cows and sunflowers, and I mean it was assaulting at first.
Yeah.
But it really it actually wasn't that bad. Yeah. It wasn't that bad, but it was a lot.
At once, yeah.
And yeah. Cause it's a long desk. Anyway. So that day, she totally fucking loses her shit because we apparently lied to her. And we didn't tell her about the benefits because we're a small business, so we don't actually have maternity leave. We pay for all of our employees to have disability and life insurance.
Yeah.
So if you have a baby, you just go on short-term disability instead of maternity leave, which people have used at our business. And this girl starts fucking losing her shit, going off about how we deceived her.
Oh my god.
And all this other stuff.
She put all that effort into decorating her desk just to be a bitch.
She did all the effort of decorating her desk because she doesn't even know what she's doing here.
So the owner was out of town.
Oh,
so this is Wednesday. He was out of town for a family wedding. So he was driving back on Wednesday.
Okay.
And
this is a Monday when
so Monday we were off because it was Labor Day. So Tuesday was her first day, so this is now Wednesday.
Okay.
So she kind of just starts like going off, and all day long, because my office is right across from our appointment center, I'm seeing them coming in and out of the office fucking constantly all day long. And I'm like, what the shit's going on?
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? Not my fucking problem. You don't work for me. Not my problem.
Right.
So apparently, like, this is going in fucking circles all day. And she has gone off and is like, oh, I quit my job for this and all this other stuff. Like, she did us a favor.
Right.
So, my work bestie had to leave early to take her granddaughter to an appointment. So at like 3:00, I pulled into the appointment center to talk to this girl. And she started telling me about how she feels like we've lied to her and deceived her because we didn't tell her that we didn't have maternity leave or etc. And then she starts bitching about how she's not going to get paid for Thanksgiving because you don't get paid holidays till after 90 days, like most places.
Right.
And she starts bitching about that and all this other stuff. And I look dead at her and I'm like, I told you all the benefits. I personally went over all the benefits with you.
Yeah.
It's like, if you had a concern about another benefit, if you didn't get told about it in the 3 interviews you had, then we don't have it.
That's what I'm thinking about. Like, because I'm like, if I'm concerned, like during my interview for my current job, I was like, okay, do you have this kind of insurance? What do you have? Like, I brought up the questions because I don't go into a business expecting them to be 100% clear on everything. You know, especially because I came from corporate, like they'll lie to your face, but you know, and then before that I was a teacher where they lie to your face. So.
Yeah. So she was like, I don't know if I can do this. Like, it doesn't work for my lifestyle. And I was like, well, that's a decision you have to make. Nobody else can make that decision for you.
Yeah.
And
like, fucking bye, bitch. Okay, that's fine.
And she's like, well, I just don't want to waste anybody's time training me if I'm not going to stay. And I was like, well, I'm not going to pay you to sit up front and twiddle your thumbs.
Yeah.
So you can be here and be trained or not.
Yeah.
So by the time I got done with her and went back to my office, apparently I made her cry.
Good.
Yeah.
Like, what did you expect?
I mean, I'm sorry I talked to you like you were an adult.
Right,
I wasn't
exactly.
I didn't use the tone I'm using now with you guys.
Right.
Like, I was much more like flat and professional. Yeah. I didn't like talk to her like she was an idiot. I was just like, I went over everything with you. I can't make that decision for you.
Right, and you can't get paid to do literally nothing.
Yeah, and I'm not going to pay you to sit here and do nothing. Like, you need to decide if you want to be here or not. Like,
right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so she, I guess, ended up demanding that the manager of our appointment center call the owner, which she did, and then she got on the phone with the owner and basically went on a 10-minute tirade about
this person she's never met before?
She met him for her interview.
Okay.
About how we're all unprofessional and unorganized. I'm unprofessional. I'm mean.
Little does she know.
She knows nothing about you being mean.
Oh, honey. And all this other. So she goes on. He goes, well, sounds like this isn't going to work. So maybe you should just pack up your stuff and go home, and I'll pay you for the rest of the week.
Oh, that's very generous of him.
But you don't need to come back. So apparently she asked him 3 separate times as they were talking, so you're firing me.
Yeah, because you're a fucking idiot.
So she's gone. So the next morning, I'm like fucking relieved at this point. Like, I went out the back door that day while she was packing her shit just because I didn't want to fucking deal with it. Apparently, so the next day they told me she was just like throwing a fucking tantrum the whole time.
Oh my God.
She called her mom, who was her former boss, to see if she could get her job back.
Oh my God.
That's why she's an entitled, spoiled brat. There you go. There you go.
And then she called her husband all upset, and he was like, oh, I'll come up there, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, please let him, because I would love to see on the cameras to watch one of the production guys drop him.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be good. That'd be like popcorn worthy.
It's so great because like our logistics person, she gets yelled at by certain customers sometimes, and our operations manager in the back, he'll hear about it and he'll call the customer back and scold them very nicely, but he'll scold them. And if they start shit with him, he's like, all right, I mean, are you gonna be home today? I can come talk to you in person if you like. And he's built. Like, dude works out like a motherfucker. The last time this happened, all I heard on the phone, and I bring this up every couple of weeks because it still makes me laugh. He was like, all right, listen, partner. I was like, you turned into a fucking cowboy on this dude.
Listen, partner.
He went John Wayne on their ass.
I was like, oh, Ronnie's mad.
Yeah, so the next morning, the owner comes in, sits down in my office, and goes, so you were mean again, huh? Apparently I made somebody cry. Because the last time he got a complaint that I was mean, which does not, by the way, does not happen often, okay? I get along with people pretty well.
Yeah.
Not to say that I can't be mean, I can. I have days where I am a bitch.
Yeah.
But the last time he got a complaint that I was mean was this front desk girl that we had that thought I was mean because every time I got up to go take a piss, I didn't stop to have a 10-minute conversation with her.
Oh yeah, you told us about that. Fucking dumbass.
So I was mean because I didn't stop to have a 10-minute conversation with her, but I would say hi to somebody if I passed them.
I just don't understand how people have gotten this far in life with these attitudes.
The lady that got upset that I didn't stop and talk to her, she was like 50s.
It blows my mind.
I hate that shit.
Yeah.
When you hear someone being that way, you think it's snotty young person. Then when it's an old person, it's like, you've gotten this far in life, and this is how you act.
Well, that was one of the things, actually, that's one of the things about my mom. When I was younger, like in my teenage years and going through all those issues with my mom, one of the things that would piss me off is that she would act like a fucking child in certain situations and all this shit. So she would piss me off because I'd be like, you're supposed to be the fucking logical adult here. Yeah. And she would always tell me like, oh, you need anger management. But I don't know how, even when I like started working with kids part-time, she was like, I don't know how you deal with the kids. You're probably a bitch to them. And I'm like, no, I expect kids to be kids. It's the adults who act like
an adult shouldn't be acting like this.
Exactly. It's when adults act like kids that it's a fucking problem.
I just get this totally like flat, unamused face. But apparently the ladies in the appointment center love when I have to deal with shit like this because I don't poker face it. Like, my face says everything I'm thinking, and they think it's hysterical. Because they know me well enough at this point, like, we've all worked together for a while, to know what the facial expressions mean.
Right.
So they're, like, realizing as this girl is talking to me, because they can see my face, that my thought process is, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Who the fuck do you think you are? And they were like, no, your face was fantastic. That was good. And so one of them had walked out after I made her cry, apparently. She came in my office and she's like, I had to leave. She's crying now.
And was
like,
she?
Are you
Hold on.
fucking kidding me right now?
What kind of crier was she?
I didn't ask.
Because she doesn't sound like the softly, like, cry to myself, maybe a few sniffles come out type. She seems like the I'm gonna cry as loud as possible type.
She seems like the I'm gonna scream while I'm fucking crying to get this.
You know, like the that type. You know?
Well, you can't treat me like this.
Yeah, it was very very bratty, very like everybody kind of like is wrong and I'm always right, and it was very clear that that's how her life had always been.
Yeah. Well, she's always had mommy right there, apparently.
Yeah, apparently she did so well at her last job because mommy was keeping it together for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why you
and
even
everything,
do that while you're at your like the fact that she called her mom, who was her boss, in this next employment is like, why would you do that? Why would you out your own self?
Yeah.
She apparently said that she's like, I'm gonna go call my mom and even see if I can get, or I'm gonna go call my old call and see if I can get my old job back. And then she came back in and she was like, I tried to call my mom, but she's interviewing my replacement.
I can't even laugh at that. It's just kind of really pathetic.
Right?
It's just
like I mean, honestly,
I wish my mom would give me a job.
I don't want that. I don't want to work where, I mean, sure, fuck it, I'll out my mom. She's been a cashier for most of her life, so.
My mom doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
So, it doesn't matter. I wish my mom would give me a job. My mom doesn't work.
It's people like that erase all hope I have for humanity, you know? Like,
yeah, she's young. She's got to be in her early 20s. She has like a 9-month-old. And everything was like, I have to talk to my husband. My husband wants me to ask. My husband wanted me to ask. So she's
never made a decision for herself in her entire life.
She went from the womb to her husband.
God damn it. So she's not even... God.
And to be fair, and I'm not...
has to raise a child now.
I'm not totally judging that. Like, my husband lived with his dad until we moved in together, and then we got married.
I mean, I still live my parents live with me technically now because I bought their house, but I've never lived away from my parents.
Yeah,
I
like,
lived
I'm not
with my
judging
parents
that.
and then moved in with my husband, but I've always been very strong in my decision making and goddamn life.
I maybe listen, I always say this. Maybe it's the autism. Maybe it's the trauma. I don't know. Somewhere along the line, I developed the ability to be an independently thinking human being, and that's the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing, is you can go from living with one person to another person, and honestly, in this economy, you don't have another fucking choice.
I bet she's
the problem isn't even the living, the problem is the decisions. She had someone taking care of her, and now she has someone else who's supposed to take care of her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly
it's not the living, it's her decision making, it's her not growing up.
She never questioned anything.
No, I then found out.
Oh my god, where's going?
Oh. So here's the thing about where I live is, like, I live in more of a, like, not a city when you think city like New York, Chicago, but I live in more of like a rural city where like shit's nearby. Yeah. But where I work is about 30 minutes away. Mm-hmm. So
hey, that's how far my job is.
So getting to anything there though, like it's kind of a smaller town, everybody kind of knows everybody. Ugh. But everything, like if you want to go to a store, the stores are kind of clustered together and they're like 15, 20 minutes away from where most of the residential housing is.
Yeah.
So...
Which makes no fucking sense, but...
Well, it's kind of like they're in the more populated, developed part.
Oh, okay.
And this is the more rural part.
Gotcha.
So because it's the more rural part, like, everybody knows everybody because they all go to the same grocery stores, their kids went to the same schools, they go to the same churches, like, all that, right? So turns out that, by extension, one of the guys at work knew her family because they used to go to the same church before he moved to a different town.
This is excellent news.
And they had stopped going to that church because it was a very fire and brimstone church where the woman was servant to the man kind of church. And suddenly everything connected.
Yep. Yeah, no, that I could have called that shit immediately.
Like, back when he went to that church, that girl was a child. So
still is. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, she's in her 20s now, but, like, she was not behavior-wise, age-wise. So suddenly everything fucking connected and her behavior made absolute total sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially given the state you're in. Yeah, 100%.
So,
yeah.
Here's the better part of how he figured out that he knew her. Because he said he didn't recognize her at all, but he had gone home. Because his office is right across from that desk, so he saw and heard everything. He went home, and obviously he told his wife about it.
Right.
And one of the girls that works in the back and his wife are friends. So they're talking about it on the phone.
Yeah.
So his wife looks this girl up online and she goes, honey, we know them. Because that's what women do, is we look that shit up online.
Yeah, and I get yelled at for it by Jack all the time.
Yeah, well, okay, so to be fair, we always, when we interview people, we look them up on Facebook. Because we're like, if you're drama on Facebook, you're going to be drama in the workplace.
Yep.
Absolutely. On Facebook, this girl wasn't drama. Like, she was totally chill on Facebook. There wasn't, like, she looked like, you know, religious, but not religious, like, evangelical.
Like that country sweetheart vibe.
Yes.
With the cows and the pigs. Yep.
Yes. Like, she looked, you know. So we were like, okay, that's kind of cool. Because if we don't, if you are drama on Facebook, hail to the no. Oh, yeah. Like, it was crazy. So then, the last bit that I found out that was absolutely hysterical, the guy that's in the office next to me, he said he had no idea that any of this was going on. And he was walking by to go to the bathroom while she was packing her shit up. And he did not know she was packing. He thought she was unpacking. And he said to her, oh, good, they haven't run you off yet. You're doing great. Or some variation of that statement.
Yeah.
Right? That's not word for word. But he was like, oh, you know, you're still here. They haven't run you off yet. Great.
Trying to be jokey and welcoming.
Oh, yeah. And apparently she was like, I'm not staying. And he was like, oh.
He's like, whoops. Stuck my foot in it.
To the bathroom.
Yeah, what a foot and mouth moment.
Oh. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that was the absolute, like, cherry on top after dealing with this childish little bitch was just finding out that he having no idea what was happening.
Yeah. Oh, man. Damn. I fucking can't.
That was great.
Wasn't it? I told you it was good. I couldn't, like, some shit I just can't tell you guys in Messenger. I have to wait. Which means it gets disjointed.
That was worth it.
Yeah, right? It gets disjointed and I lose a couple details, but
often you find more details later anyway, so...
Right? It's like this happened and then later you get more information. Like when you originally, I think we were going to say the cookie thing and then you found out more.
Yeah.
It was the best. That's it for this one. Be sure to join us for our next episode and check out our other content on Twitch and YouTube. We've got Late Night Dungeon Fight, J&H Nerdcast, and ND Vale. We also have another podcast, Out of the Spirit Box, where we talk about a bunch of spooky shit. Hope to see you there, and thanks for your support. Bye!
Bye.